Thank you very much. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being with us this afternoon. I'm Elias Ghanem, and I am from Capgemini. And my role is super interesting. My job, I'm paid to invest in listening to all of you. I'm in charge of the Research Institute at Capgemini for the Financial Services. And my role is to meet with as many customers, as many bankers, as many tech providers, and tell them, what do you think about what's happening in the industry? And I think you've heard about it all day long on what's happening. Not good stuff. So today what I want to discuss with you is how we can change it. How can we engage back with the customer? All of us, in fact, I'm sure when you received the invitation to come here, the first thing you did is, was it digital or was it live? And the fact that it's live, I think we all showed up. Why? Because we want to be engaged again. We want to connect with people. And that's what's happening, by the way. Branches are getting a lot of people, which they haven't seen for the last 2 years, but they haven't seen the years before also. But things are changing. So let's see what we can do to build for the change. And when I engage with the customers, being bankers or being customers, I got the same message. Clearly today we are not in good shape. I think I've heard it with all of you all this afternoon. Banking is by all means in a state of flux. When we went and we asked bankers, you could see here, we asked them, guys, how are you doing? And they told us, we are struggling. Look at these numbers. 82% of them are telling us, I'm struggling to identify new customer segments. There are people all over the place, right? People want to bank. But finding a homogeneous group of customers, finding somebody that we can engage with in the same way is becoming very difficult. People like me is becoming quite difficult. More than 1 of 2 of the bankers are telling us they are struggling to offer seamless onboarding experience. How can that be after 2 years of COVID? How can 1 of 2 bankers around the world, and this survey is around Americas, Europe, and Asia, more than 1 of 2 bankers telling us, I'm not there on digital onboarding. Many bankers will tell you at some time you need to drop by to do something in my branch. I've heard earlier today somebody said, when we open a joint account, we need the 2 people to come to show up at the same time. That's 19th century or even 20th century. This is not 21st century. And 49% of the bankers are struggling to deliver personalized content through right channels. I was counting the word that I've been hearing all day long. Hyper-personalization and platform are the 2 winners. So 49% are not there. And as a consequence of that, what are we seeing about all of you as consumers? Well, you are not getting what you want. Consumers today, when they look at bank, they see 3 levels: service, value, emotion. And look at this number, 29% of all of us, when they go to the bank, they are not getting service banking. They are not getting the seamless basic things they want to do. But it gets worse and worse. When it comes to value, 45 of them, of us, by the way, are not getting the value they expect from the bank. I listened earlier on about the demo that we have seen, about the lady asking for a loan. Fantastic. That goes to value, but also that goes to the other level, which is experience, experiential. And 47% of the consumers are today not getting the right experience. What is experience? It's fun. It's gamification. It's perceived that I am known for something more than just a number. I am not being put on hold as it was gamified earlier on. I am being engaged all along on. So at the 3 levels, service banking, value banking, and then experiential banking, customers are not getting what they want. So what is happening? Other people are doing it. And that's why the fintech, which leveraged the last 2 years to become really an actor into the game, the new age players are completely filling the void. Why they are doing it? How they are doing it? They created a very simple value loop. They are super lucky because they have only one of the hundred of product that you have. They have few markets than when you have multiple markets. But what they did is they created a very virtuous value loop. They create value, they capture value. They create value, they capture value. And look at the results. 75% of all of you, and by the way, if I were to ask you who of you has a new age bank, I would be getting a 95% hand raised of people that are saying, I have a digital bank. Whatever is Revolut, Starling, and so on, I have one, if not more than one. Why? Because they are free of charge. But 75% of all of us would be recommending the bank to somebody else, and they will be looking to shift to another one. The only thing that is yet prohibiting many of us to completely shift to there is the IBAN. Many of these banks has global reach, and I'll take an example of Revolut. Revolut has, in the UK, a GB IBAN, but across all Europe, they have a Lithuanian IBAN. I am French, as you have noticed, and I cannot get my salary on a Lithuanian bank account. So I must keep it with a French bank account. And I cannot get all my social benefits on a Lithuanian bank account. I need to keep it in France. The minute Revolut will have a French IBAN, which, by the way, Revolut and others, of course, are working on it as we speak, the probability of many of us, or some of us, changing and make it their primary bank become a reality. And already, more than one of two customers into these digital banks have more than one product. We all started with a debit card. This is the easiest way to get in. Then we started doing some FX. Typically, it's the easiest one. Then they offered us to do some tradings in stocks, and we did it. And now they're offering us to do crypto. We used to do it. Maybe this week we are stopping on crypto buying, unless you are really into high vibes of emotions. But that's how, slowly but surely, they're capturing our mind, our wallet. And why is that? Because they are servicing us, they are giving us value, and finally, they are giving us experience. And when it comes to experience, 85% of the customers would recommend their new age bank to somebody else. Would you recommend today your bank, your incumbent bank, to your best friend or your best enemy? What? Would you recommend your digital bank to somebody else? Probably. Why? Because we talk about it, and we are happy we're getting what we want. And that's exactly what this new age bank has been able to do it, always keeping in mind the three pillars: servicing, value, and emotions in terms of experience. So I want to share with you an era of banking that we are in it. We call it at Capgemini, we call it Banking 4.x. Let me go with you across the last 25 years. We entered the 21st century in Banking 1.0. What is Banking 1.0? Is the bank that we all went to. We queued. It was physical. Digital was starting to happen. The e-commerce was starting to happen, but no banks was really into it. So it was the plain vanilla bank. And after that, bankers were just coming out of the Y2K. So they were not really into investing into digital transformation, right? They were just out of the Y2K. They had the bubble, the internet bubble of 2000, 2001. So you see, it's going the wrong way. Let's continue where we are. And that's where the tech debt of all the banks has started. 1997, in fact, just before that. And they started accumulating debt, and boom, 2008, we call it Banking 2.0 crisis, highly regulated. Every dollar and every bank went to compliance, almost, right? Everything went to compliance. Why? Because the regulators of the world put on all the banks huge pressure. And here we go. Digital debt continue increasing with the banks. Banks became so strict that the regulators came up with open banking, 2014, around that, and that's what we call Banking 3.0, open banking, where banks were forced to open themselves to others. I heard early this morning somebody saying, when open banking came, bankers were not really happy to make it happen. That's true. Why do I need to share my data with you if I can keep it myself? And Banking 3.0 allowed the new players to come in, and that's where the wave of fintech started, which got us to Banking 4.0, a very digital bank in the new universe. And we thought that Banking 4.0 would last until COVID hit. And bingo, a wall between you and me came to happen, and that's where experience came to play. So what is Banking 4.x? Is a mix of the three circles you see here. Having efficient platforms that can deliver the growth, having sustainable growth that could continue with the crisis, and having the right customer centricity. How do you make that happen? Embedding finance with data and with digital customer experience. By doing that, moving into the platform, look at the great numbers of what bankers are saying. Just by moving to platform, when we ask bankers, why do you want to go to platform? Look at the numbers. Platform would allow us to times 2.2 times to unlock new sources of value. They will allow to offer personalized product. And finally, they will allow to upgrade the customer journey and improve the innovation. So we are all clear that platform is the way forward. We are all clear that we need to make it happen. And we are all clear that the way forward is not do it alone. Impossible to do it alone. There is not a single bank today that has enough money, enough talent, enough people, and enough time to make it alone. So collaboration is the way forward. Collaboration with a large ecosystem. We've heard about all what Temenos is offering. We've seen all the new age player, all the fintech that could come into it. And when we ask bankers why collaborating, to be able to expand beyond banking capabilities. We've heard the gentleman from Italy who's saying we're looking into insurance, into helping our customers have a health check. Build new financial services capability, the buy now, pay later. How long traditional bank took to do it, and some of them don't have it yet. And finally, improve the capabilities. And that's why we believe that banks has accumulated a major technical debt. And today, when we ask the bankers, all of them, 90% of them, are saying they are struggling with their legacy system. They've been saying that for some time, and they are not jumping. Only the cloud conversation. All of you, probably once a day you hear the word cloud or you pronounce the word cloud. How many of you have converted full cloud in your bank? I'm not sure many have done it completely. And 70% of the executives are telling us that they lack data and analytic capabilities. Banks has the best data ever, siloed, small details. So looking forward, we really believe that it's essential for the banks to have a big shift in their mind. Shift from running the bank or running after the bank into orchestrating customer experiences. Orchestrating customer experiences. I love the example that we have seen right now, a few minutes back, where the lady was looking to refurbish her kitchen, and just by engaging with her banker, make it very human, she got what she wanted. When she said the magic word, "I'm getting a salary increase." That's fantastic. And not everybody gets the salary increase that she got to be able to get that. But at least on the spot, the banker was able to tell her, "Oh, I didn't like much when I say, oh, you are rated B with us." Now, maybe not the right thing to say, but it was a demo. But you got significantly improved in the experience, which is the right thing to do. So how do you become a platform? Well, and why you become a platform? So you can have much more open capabilities. You can go much faster. You can make things happen. You can do it at scale, hyper scalability. The biggest problem is POC. Every one of you in your drawers, you have POC all over the place, pictures of people that you did POC with, but take them to scale. Oh my God, no, my platform doesn't allow that. My compliance do not allow that. My this do not allow that. And my system cannot plug and play very quickly. Finally, it's go quickly to market. The example that we have seen, enabling taking meetings very quickly was essential for this Italian bank. And so on and so forth in terms of sharing the cost, having the right personalization, and finally getting the future-proof technology. So always easy to say you should, but the problem is, or the opportunity is, and that's what we would like to tell you from Capgemini, is truly assemble the bank you want. At Capgemini, our slogan is get the future you want, and for all of you who are telling you, assemble the bank you want. How do you assemble the bank you want? Keep in mind the 3 words I told you about service, value, and then emotion. So when it comes to servicing the bank, these are all the blocks that we have seen in different formats today, but build the base block. And pick and choose, right? Lego. Lego is the 3rd word that I most heard today. Well, Lego is the right word. We all played Lego. Why? Because we can do whatever we want. All these are pieces of Lego. Pick and choose the one you want, play with them, and get them to engage. And by doing that, become efficient. Efficiency is what we are asked for in a bank by having the right banking products, by having the right services, and by having the right channels. Please, I cannot have to go I don't need to start my life again with you depending on the channel that I am in. I should be able to start digital and at any moment flip to physical and then come back to digital. That's what we call efficiency. By doing all these blocks or by choosing the one you want, you are becoming an efficient bank and you are servicing me. Second item was value. The value of the bank. Get me something that the bank on the other side will not get me. Become innovative. Expand the services that you can give me. New banking services, non-banking services, mix it. By the way, next time you hire someone, don't hire him or her from the other bank. Don't hire him or hiring her from a tech company. Go to retail, go to hospitality. These people are the ones that are keeping a customer happy every single minute of the day, right? We talked about it, talent. Talent is the next battle for all of you. So create the right value in engaging with the customers. And of course, if you have the right service, if you have the right value, you ended up in the experience. And when it comes to experience, this is the opportunity for you to become immersive, to become inclusive, to not leave anyone behind, to become a more social citizen and helping the ecosystem. And by doing that, go beyond banking experience. You would be surprised how many people don't understand how to do banking, don't understand how to use a phone beyond social media and stuff like that. Educate them, give them the experience, and they will give you their money, their loyalty, their relationship onwards. So for us, very important to think of assemble the bank you want by really coming in a plug-and-play approach. Pick and choose. Choose what you want to do. By the way, choose also the thing that you don't want to do and work with somebody outside who will do it for you. Very essential that each one of us is in a journey with his customers, is in a journey with his digitalization. Assemble the bank you want so you can make it happen for you. So to leave you with an overview of what is it about, and by the way, I invite you to go on our booth because what I'm sharing with you here is our World Retail Banking Report that we just released last week, and you can get it on our booth. The three main messages that we are really talking about it, and I discussed about it, is decode how the others are doing it. Decode how the new age players are now capturing value, creating value, gaining what the customers are doing. By the way, 5 years ago, it was the fintech that are saying we are observing how banks are doing and we are copying them. Now, I invite you to copy them. And by the way, in every conferences, you will see all the bankers coming on stage and saying, by the way, I am a fintech. I'm a 100-year-old fintech. And you have all the fintech that come on stage and say, don't call me fintech, call me bank. Quite interesting to see the mindset of our customers. But decode the value loop is essential. Once you decode that, step in, transform digital and data. So you can build the right capabilities to go there. Transform digital and capabilities, and the data, sorry. Why you do that? Because you need to catch up. You need to run. You need to embrace the future of banking. And for us, embracing the future of banking in terms of assembling the bank you want takes different elements. The KPIs, NPS, make it more important than profitability. Talent, make it your own talent, make it more important than profitability. Customer engagement, make it more important than profitability. So embrace the new bank by changing the mindset of the talent, of the technology, of the KPIs, and by doing that, you are able to embrace the banking again and get back into the way we do banking. So decode, transform, and embrace so you can assemble the bank you want. Thank you so much for your time.